Outlook brings to you excerpts from its latest issue titled Omnipresent, Omniscient. The issue looks at Modi's personality, his cult, and his brand in the light of the recent consecration of the Ram temple in Ayodhya, which also kickstarts the election campaign. Modi is an avatar, a statesman, a saint. Beyond Hindutva, there is now the Moditva project. From the substrata, Outlook's back of the book section that goes beyond the usual. The Last Days of Ayodhya by Chandrahas Chaudhary. Chaudhary is a writer and journalist based in Bhubaneswar. In the first half of January, I spent a few days in Ayodhya. I wanted to experience the city for myself and to think about what it meant to be an Indian and a Hindu, or, as seems to be the changing paradigm in our times, a Hindu and an Indian. In the weeks leading up to the event, which over the last 4 decades has become central to our political discourse, I also wanted to spend a few days immersed in the Ramasphere, that religious culture, mainly in North India, steeped in the language and lore and preeminence of Ram, to understand how it was changing in the light of the new Ram Mandir, whether it was becoming deeper or more superficial, whether Hinduism itself is morphing into something new and more centralized under the influence of a Ram whom we are told was returning to his people for a second time in history. Jai Shri Ram, Jai Jai Shri Ram. All day in Ayodhya, the cry surfaces in a city abuzz with electric drills and bulldozers as much as katha and kirtans. Ayodhya is freighted with the fervor, the tension, the anticipation, the ecstasy of the return of Ram, now but the blink of an eye away. The coalescing belief among millions of Hindus from Delhi to Denver is that a new era in the history of Indian civilization is to spring forth here on 22nd January. If so, then these hazy, sunless days of early January 2024 must be the last breaths of a godless age, clouded by ideas and values soon to be discarded because not authentically Indian. Therefore, Jai Shri Ram, to spur our nation towards a second Independence Day, towards Ram Rajya, to its destiny as Vishwaguru, Jai Shri Ram. It is the rallying call of the public along the 2 kilometers long Ram Janmabhoomi path leading from the main road, Rampath, to the Ram Janmabhoomi temple complex. It erupts with particular intensity among devotees as they jostle and sway on the narrow steps leading up to the Hanumangarhi temple a few hundred meters away. It is chanted more gently after the moving morning aarti offered to idols of Ram and Sita, swaying gently on a swing in the courtyard of 100-year-old Amavaram temple, where people gather in long rows at lunchtime. A generous lunch of rice, dal, puris, sabzi, and kheer provided for free by the temple's Ram Rasoi. The temple has a striking crest of a giant bow, and inside, its own glass-walled shrine to Ram Lalla, installed in the immediate wake of the Supreme Court judgment of 2019. And even closer to the new Ram Mandir, where helmeted workers and Larsen and Toubro's cranes work overtime, it sounds thrice a day inside the small temporary shrine set up in 2020 for the 6-inch idol of Ram Lalla, said to have materialized overnight on the site of Babri Masjid in 1949, setting off a chain of events whose reverberations lead us to this moment. Getting to this Ram is not easy. The enclosure approached through a winding, barred corridor after multiple security checks. The aartis take place in the morning, afternoon, and evening. Only 30 people are admitted to each one by a very democratic first-come, first-served system run out of a small office at the intersection of Rampath and Ram Janmabhoomi Path. When after several attempts I managed to land an aarti pass, several family members send me messages of congratulations. For this and more, read the latest issue of Outlook.